Bobcat is the brand new roller coaster to open up at Six Flags Great Escape in Queensbury, New York. It is their first new roller coaster in almost 20 years. And in case you're keeping track, their last new one was in 2005 with Frankie's Mine Train, a kids coaster. Their last new thrill coaster that's still operating is their Vekoma Boomerang. That was 1997. So this has been a long time coming, and I'm pleased to say this is a great ride. You can make an argument even for it being the best ride at Great Escape. So in this review, we're going to talk all about it, let you know what you can expect, and walk through the different elements. So first off, this is the park's second wind roller coaster after Comet. That's a 1994 out and back wind coaster by PTC. It was actually relocated from Crystal Beach in Canada. This is a smaller wind roller coaster by the Gravity Group. It's their family model, only sitting at about 55 feet tall, maximum speed of 40 miles per hour. It also stands as a replacement for their Alpine Bobsled roller coaster that closed in 2023. This sits on the exact same plot of land, uses the same station. I had the opportunity to ride the bobsled once. It was okay for what it was. I know it had a lot of operational issues and was a huge maintenance nightmare, so I think this is an all-around win. And something I find personally cool about it, this is a first of its kind from the Gravity Group. Some of you might be aware they've been slowly rolling out their pre-cut track on various wind roller coasters around the world. As the name suggests, it is pre-engineered in a factory and then shipped on site and installed in place, as opposed to each of those pieces of wood being cut on site where there might be more room for error. Here, it's all done with a machine, so it's a lot more precise. And in sections of the ride where the train is traveling in a straight line, they're also using vertically stacked track. That means they're taking that piece of wood, rotating it 90 degrees, and it makes it significantly stronger because it can't bend as much under pressure. So long story short, all this is designed to make this ride extremely smooth. And it 100% worked. This is a very smooth wind roller coaster, and I imagine it's going to stay that way as long as it's getting, the proper care. So it's a huge step forward, and I think the new benchmark for what you can expect with upcoming wind roller coasters from the company. But what makes this ride even more interesting is it is actually a near clone of another similar wind roller coaster in France. Timber is a Gravity Group family coaster that opened at Walby-Rhône Alps in 2016. It does not use the pre-cut track, but it has the exact same height, the exact same speed. It is 50 feet longer, and that's mainly due to the slightly different ending. Where Bobcat will turn right into the brake run, Timber has a couple back-to-back airtime hills. But other than that, they are very, very similar. I know the Gravity Group said that they don't want to clone roller coasters, but because of the very specific plot of land that they're looking for, they said we can take the best parts of Timber and work it into this site because it is smushed up against a pathway and also their pre-existing go-kart track. So something you'll notice is that this is not going to be a very long ride, but it absolutely makes good use of the land. Even from a queuing perspective, they didn't waste any space. You'll walk directly underneath the lift hill looking up at the drop, and then take this narrow switch back into the station, which is beautiful. They did a fantastic job with this. It looks like the interior of a log cabin. It is unrecognizable as the original bobsled station. They even gave the ride a brand new entrance and left the old bobsled entrance in place, like as a memorial for the attraction. You can see one of the old ride vehicles, and it's really, really cool. This new entrance sits up against the base of the turnaround. They gave it an incredible sign. There's some waterfalls, amazing landscaping. I'm like, dang, how come we don't get this treatment with other rides in the Six Flags chain? Great Escape is doing something right, that's for sure. Those Bobcats are adorable. And the Gravity Group also did a phenomenal job with the front of this train. They always go all out for their train fronts, and this one is no exception. Just wow. Absolutely stunning. So let's walk through this experience. You're going to climb aboard your Timberliner train. There are 6 rows. Interestingly enough, though, there are 7 gates within Bobcat Station. It's just the last one is not in use. It makes me wonder if they're going to add an extra row to this thing. I guess we'll have to wait and see. That'd be kind of cool. But as you dispatch, there's a slight dip to give you enough momentum to start up your lift hill. This is a very quick climb up to the top. Interestingly enough, the lift hill is facing the opposite direction as the original lift hill from the bobsled. So the orientation of this ride doesn't even resemble the original attraction. There's a very tight 180-degree turnaround so you can face your drop. One thing that's amazing about these Timberliner trains is that the individual cars are designed to handle a very tight radius, so they can take turns that PTC cars physically couldn't. Then we have our first drop. An exact angle of descent has not been listed, however, we do know that Timber's first drop is 59 degrees, so I think it's pretty safe to say that this is about the same. In the back, you're going to get some very nice floater air as you're pulled through, and from here we start the fast-paced sequential airtime hills that will just send you floating up out of your seat. There's an awesome hill straight away with an included hand chopper from some hills that you're going to go over in a second, and you'll bank to the right into this trick track double up. So you're going to bank a little bit to the right and then again to the left as you're rising up and then drop down into this turnaround. But what's nice is that they broke up that turn with an airtime hill in between. It's extremely quick, and all the transitions here are very natural. Like, yeah, those hills will come up quick, but it's not jarring in any way. You'll continue banking to the right and then pass into an airtime hill that now twists you to the left, once again passing underneath a section of track, giving you a fantastic hand chopper. And you'll turn to the left into a double down. Nothing too crazy. These are actually fairly common on Gravity Group family coasters, but as per usual with other double downs, that second down is the real star of the show, giving a great pop of air. And we got one more bank turn into the brake run. So yes, it is a short ride, for sure. And it feels shorter than Timber. Having done both, Timber didn't feel like a super long ride either, but at least I had those couple hills to end things out. And you know, if you watched my review of Timber, you'll know that the one part of that ride that I did not like was this trim brake at the very end. That does not exist on Bobcat. So as much as I wish that there was maybe one more hill, I'm glad that the ride does not lose any of its pace. It's an all-around, well-designed roller coaster. So for a final score, I'm giving Bobcat a 9 out of 10. Gravity Group makes some of the best family coasters in the industry. This thing is small but mighty. It will absolutely be enjoyed by enthusiasts as well as young kids, and that's hard to do. I love how smooth it is. All of the airtime is floater air. Every single one of those hills send you up out of your seat, and often for a sustained amount of time. We recently rode Roarosaurus at Storyland. That has more aggressive pops, where it like feels unexpected and comes up quick. This is more flowy. So if you get the chance to visit Six Flags Great Escape in New York, I think you will have an absolute blast on Bobcat. Be sure to get multiple rides, try the front and the back. I think I did prefer the back, but the front was awesome too. And let me know if it's your favorite in the park. I think the airtime is definitely better than Comet, but Comet has more speed and is a longer ride. So I could see it being split of which one people like more. But I think for me, I'm leaning towards Bobcat. And I hope that as the first Gravity Group wooden roller coaster in the Six Flags chain, that it means more will be on the way. We'll have to wait and see how the merger affects that, but I can think of a lot of Six Flags parks that would do well with a family wooden roller coaster. So let me know down in the comments below if you've had the opportunity to experience Bobcat, if you agree with the points that I brought up, and if you think there's anything I missed, be sure to post that below. And stay tuned for more coaster reviews here at Coaster Studios, and we'll see you next time.